Good morning. It is Friday, January 13th, I think. This is Thoughts Out Loud session 19. And yeah, we're at the close of the week. And I'm here, like, done with the last episode. Actually, I'm pretty happy. This is the first week that Thoughts Out Loud has been, like, completely done. Like, it's not the first full week of Thoughts Out Loud, but it's the first week that it's been like the way it's intended to be. I've been a little late a couple of times, but as long as it happens before work, I don't really it doesn't really matter. I'd rather it happen in the morning, like right now. Like it's 5 o'clock in the morning now, and I'd rather it happen right now so I can kind of do it with a clear head and so I don't feel rushed because I'm trying to get it done before I rush out to the office. But yeah, man, like a full week of Thoughts Out Loud. There was a full week before, but that was when I was on vacation. I think that was the last week of December. And so I had like, I said it during those episodes, if you've seen them, I had all week to do it or all day to do it every day. So it wasn't, it was done all week, but not at the window of time, not in the manner in which I like to do Thoughts Out Loud. Got things set up a little differently today, and they're looking a little better. Yesterday, I had some camera issues with a lot of focus issues. The autofocus was going crazy, and I probably just tempted fate with putting my hand that close to this webcam. But I got the light on too, so these are like the actual lights my buddy Greg gave me. They work out pretty well. They're just hot as hell, and I usually don't turn them on in the morning for Thoughts Out Loud. I went back and looked. Me and Ant, what's up, Ant? Me and my buddy Anthony, my best friend Anthony, we went back and looked at a few Thoughts Out Loud episodes yesterday, and it's kind of funny how it started off like with me sitting down at my desk, like with my way, like with my scarf on and like in a jacket and just kind of like doing a test to what it is right now. In a short amount of time, really. It hasn't even been 20 episodes. Man, I really wish today was like episode 20. That'd be perfect. Like, first full week, episode 20 on a Friday. That'd be awesome. But, yeah, it's still awesome. I don't care. I'm pumped. Today, I promised I'd go ahead and tell you one thing I forgot to mention about these lights is that they're super warm and it's freaking freezing right now here in Korea. So like I'm like it. Hopefully they'll warm me up, man. I'm about to move them down. This would be a great time to shoot some YouTube videos. Anyway, I promised I'd tell the story about what really made me want to build my own thing. I already went into a story earlier in the week about how why I like how I discovered Rich Dad Poor Dad, what made me look for it, and what led me to the entrepreneurship as an option or as a desire. What led me to be an aspiring entrepreneur. Um, but there was something that all that reading, all those books that I read, and all that all those steps that I mentioned earlier, it wasn't really entrepreneurship. I mean, there was just it just led me to realize that there's something else I want to do, and I didn't know what it was exactly. But there was an event at work, not an event like a seamless event at work that eventually made me really want to build my own thing. And so I mean I don't even know how interesting the story is now that I'm thinking about it. But these are thoughts out loud, so let me just go forward to let you know what I'm thinking. So I work on a program at work where you have to go in and like configure things and like it's an inpatient record keeping program where like if you go to the hospital, the doctor has to write down what's going on if you stay in there longer than 24 hours. It's when you're there for 2 or 3 days. They have to keep documentation of what's going on with you. My system is where they keep that documentation, and sometimes they want things changed, they want things created, and sometimes they want like massive notes where they keep your information notes. They want to create it from scratch. Uh, in a nutshell, that's what it is. And so I went in one time, or I went into work one day. I was at work. I had been there for maybe a year and a half, and somebody came in and said, "Hey, I need you to build a note that does this." And I said, "Okay, well, there's already a note in the system that does that, it does it this way. And I went in, I showed that. They said, well, can you show it to me? And so I went in and showed them the note, and it was like super intricate, super like, I don't know, it's just, it was a great note that did not do what the physician wanted to do. It either didn't do it or it did it in outdated fashion. And so he was like, okay, this note is great, but it's outdated, or I needed to change. I needed to be different. And so we had to go in, wipe the whole note out, and start from scratch. And as I was wiping the note out, as I was deleting all the different components and deleting all the stuff that was there, I was just like, man, somebody really, really put in a lot of work on that note. Like, they had to spend hours developing that thing, and I just wiped it all out in 30 seconds. And something about that, I probably took it a little further than what it led me to take things a little further than just that note. It just led me to think, like, all this work I'm doing now, like, this is where it led me to. I'm sorry. So this is where it led me. I said all that work they did, I wiped it out in 30 seconds. I don't even know who that person is. I don't even, all the hours they put in the years that they were here working on this stuff, or that, I don't even know who they are. It's just completely gone. All those hours that they put into it just kind of wasted. I mean, they got paid, I assume, but yeah, like no remnants of them whatsoever once I got rid of that note. And I would say it was at that point that the concept of legacy became more important to me. Because up until then, like, people would talk about legacy, and I'd look at them like, oh, I mean, whatever. Like, we're all gonna die eventually. Who cares? Somebody remembers you along the lines, or who cares what, the next couple of in the next couple of generations, nobody's gonna even be talking about you. But it made me realize that the next generations will still be talking about you, and they'll still remember you. And what will they say? Like, if you do something really great, they'll be talking about you for a long time, for generations to come. And so it made me realize, like, I want to do there. I do. It made me really start to concentrate on the concept of legacy and what I want to pass on to my son, or if we have more children, my kids one day. And it just made me really realize that I don't want to, like, work in this cog forever. Like, if any of you guys at work, like, see this, don't go spreading rumors. Bruce doesn't even want to be. Will doesn't even want to be here. No, man, not forever, right? Nobody wants to be in the same position forever. Other people want to get promoted within their branch and things like that. They want to move up within the organization, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'll do an episode. Maybe Monday's episode would be like about how I don't think everybody. I don't. There's like a tendency for entrepreneur, or people who are entrepreneurship minded, especially who start off entrepreneur minded. Like, the very beginning, they look down on people who want to work in a company. I don't think I've ever made it to that point. I don't think that's ever crossed my mind where I think they're doing it wrong. Like, if you want to get promoted within a system and work within that system and retire and like just enjoy that aspect of life, if that's what you want to do, then by all means, like, more power to you. Like, go ahead and do that. But it's just not what I want to do. It just doesn't feel right. Like, it's the same reason I got out of the Army, right? Like, I didn't mind certain parts of the Army, but if it's not 100% what you want to be doing, then go find what you want to be doing. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier this week too. It's why I joined the Army. But yeah, so that's where I said, okay, I want to build something of my own. Now, Soul Weaver, my project right now, is not that. It's not exactly, it's not the company I'm trying to build, or it's not the organization I'm trying to build and start my legacy with, or anything like that. It's something that I love. It's a topic that I love to talk about, and it's a means to an end. It's a way to kind of figure out how to maneuver, how to get over some of these introvert tendencies I have, to where to just kind of get out there and put yourself out there and share your information. And I think it's working because I've even gone a step past that and started this Thoughts Out Loud experiment. So I'm really putting myself out there in a lot of different ways. And it's all been because of I just needed something to start. I picked something I loved and I went with it. Now, there's a validation process that I probably will talk about next week too. Not a validation process, but like there's prep work that should go into doing something. And I am the first to say that with Soul Weaver, I did not do the prep work. It was busy. It was not sexy. And I still find myself trying to force myself to do it now because I don't think it's ever too late to do it. But yeah, that's where the legacy concept kind of hit me. I know some people they that concept or the idea of legacy has been on their mind and in their it's been in the forefront of their mind. I don't know. It's been part of their decisions from day one or from the last year of high school, from senior year of high school to or senior year of college. Like that's been part of some people's persona or part of what they want to do. They want to build their legacy for a long time. But yeah, it didn't hit me until now. This whole entrepreneurship, it had remnants, it had bits and pieces, like kind of from the beginning. Like, I mean, I started working. I remember doing like little under the table work for my grandfather, who was an entrepreneur himself, back in like third grade or something like that. I remember like jumping on and I don't know how working for somebody is like remnants of entrepreneurship. But I mean, I wanted to do something. I wanted to make my own money. I wanted to like have my own efforts be resulted with, like funding, I guess, since back then. And I don't know, we had like, my mom kind of always instilled it into me, and I don't know, it's always been there. It just, I don't think I personally matured fast enough or matured early enough to like jump on it at an early age. Like topics about thoughts out loud topics are coming to my head right now, like left and right, because I also want to do, I would like to talk about what we as mid-30s can do as to become entrepreneurs. Like, I mean, it seems like, I guess I'm going to talk about that mid-30-year-old space, like, because it always seems like people are talking to like the early 20-year-olds or anybody between 19 and 27. It seems like they have like the ripest situation, like the world is theirs. It's like it's there for the taking. All they have to do is step up and grab it because they got nothing to really lose. But us at 35, 36, 40, like we got like families, and a lot of us, not everybody, but we have like families. You can't sacrifice. You're not just sacrificing for yourself. You're sacrificing money from your funds from your family when you go and invest in these projects or these businesses, these businesses and these aspirations, and you fail. Then you're not just failing for you. You're failing for everybody that's dependent on you, and that is a little bit different. In any case, I'm jumping into it though. Damn, I hit nothing. So yeah, that's where legacy comes from for me, or that's when legacy entered the game for me. And yeah, it's still there. It's like at the forefront of my mind. Like, how do I create something that's mine, that I own, and that will be my legacy after I pass on? That's all I got for this morning. That's probably a little longer. I can't even see the time. But yesterday, how did things go yesterday? Not bad. Not well, because I didn't get everything done. I did go back, listen to the podcast episode not the podcast episode, but the mock interview, I guess I can call it, that my wife and I did. And after listening to it like 2-3 times over, it was great. My God, I wish there was a way to just like remove that filter that she has, or remove her inhibitions, because she does not want to speak English on a podcast. It's driving me insane. She does want to do things. She's got stuff she wants to do. She wants a little cosmetics corner, which I might build for her in Soul Weaver today, but it's taking me off a little bit. It's supposed to be writing day today. And I don't know. I gotta find a way to get her to like do stuff like that. I think we should do that every time we do a episode or informative episode, and she does research on it. My goal by mid-year this year is to get her comfortable enough to where that's what we do every time, because it's way better. I think it's way better than what we're going to do. Than what I'm gonna do when I record the episode. Like, so I'm gonna record the episode tonight when I get home from work, and it's just gonna be me talking. And as although I've fallen in love with my own voice, it's because I hated it at first. Um, Yet another episode. I'm gonna write all this on a board when I'm done. But it just sounds so much better with me and her going back and forth. We've known each other for 16, 14, 15 years now. And like the back and forth is just natural. It just sounds, and my voice is like, it's high, it's a little high pitched when I talk normally, but when I'm on a podcast and I'm speaking into the mic, it kind of drops down a little bit, a little baritone. And so my voice with her voice is really great. Oh God, it's just, I really wish I could get her to do that. Anyway, got the notes down. That podcast episode is for next week. It'll be recorded, and I'll jump on and record. I got the idea for the first week of February's podcast as well. For today, again, it's writing day. It's Friday, so the day is dedicated to writing. It's really good because it's a training holiday at work, and the active duty guys won't be there, and a lot of civilian people will take off because they'll get a 4 day with 4 days off of Monday. So I have a lot of time to write, which is great because I can catch up on the blog post that I missed Monday. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. It's been a great week. This is what January. This is the excitement that I had last 2 or 3 weeks ago, going into this new year, because it's starting off the way I want to. Starting off with a bang. I hope that's going the same for you guys. Please let me know in the comments if it isn't. Like and subscribe if you like this video. There'll be more, because all things will, or it's just gonna have anything I do that's not creative related. So thanks again for your time. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Upload this video with no edits. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend.